this is this weekend in the Infield Training Day. And this is the abandoned storage facility that we found. This is totally abandoned. And so you can see how high it is. Like it has been, and it has been this abandoned for like years and years and years. We can see if I can get some better pictures. And yeah, so this is us walking and checking it out. And here's some more pictures. See how old it is, like old doors, and like here's the trees growing up on the side and stuff like this. Let me see. Yeah, this is what it looks like. Yeah, so the doors are kind of rusted. So it's been sitting. It's actually not the doors are kind of like dirty and rusted, but I think, you know, a little and you can tell it's kind of older because you know, the doors are like this. Like typically new facilities don't have this in them, but these kind of doors, it's typically roll-up doors. But this is the neighbor right next door. That's Rob. And let me see. And so this is the neighbor right next door. And so he like there's like this a band. Oh, sorry, I didn't push stop video. Hang on. And so we like basically what happened was we drove up to this thing and I was like, what the heck? And this thing is huge, like 200 doors. Could you imagine like abandoning a 200 door storage facility? Like that thing is worth like probably $2 million if you had it like cleaned up, fixed up, and leased up and like producing income and stuff. That's worth like a lot of money. He's like letting it just sit there abandoned. And so we walked over to the neighbor that was right next door. And he has like this nice house, lawn is all kept up and stuff. And Rob was like, I'm gonna walk over to the door and knock on the door. So I took like a picture of him knocking on the door. And the owner came out. And he was like, hey, you know, I'm Rob, and like, you know, we're out looking for storage facilities to buy it today, and like we came across this one, and we're just wondering like what the story is, and like, do you know the owner? We want to try to buy it. And he was like, please buy it, please. He's like, yes, I know the owner. He's like, come on inside. So we all went into his house. He invited us in, and then he like looked up the phone number for us, and he told us the story of the owner, and he gave us the phone number of the owner. And Rob had already found it, and I was like, oh yeah, I already have that phone number. And he's like, you have to just keep calling and just try, because he like never answers his phone and stuff. And so yeah, so we found this like 200 door storage facility that's completely abandoned, and the owner's just letting it go to poop. And I think he's leaving a lot of money at the table. And the guy that lived right next door, he said that over the years it's been bush hogged 3 times. So he's like, please, just I want somebody to clean this up, because it's like, you know, right next to his house, and it's making his house look really bad. And it looks really bad. And we'll post a video on YouTube once, and you know, out on Facebook and stuff like this too. So y'all, I like a good video as well. And so anyways, the point is that now we have to like work on trying to get a hold of the owner, right? And like staying, you know, and like getting him to answer the phone and getting the information, because he said over the years he's had like, I think in like three or 4 years, he's had like 3 people knock on the door and ask him about the storage facility. And he's given the phone number to all 3 of the people because he wants them to get that place to get cleaned up, right? And he said that the owner like never answers his phone, and he gave us the backstory of it and stuff. So so the truth is that there are abandoned storage facilities out there, and finding them is the hard part, because it was like, even when you look online, it's like all overgrown and stuff, so it's hard to find that. Now the one that I picked up in Ball Ground, it's like you just drive by, it's like a storage facility, and it's just like looks like every other storage facility. So I didn't know it was abandoned when I saw it. So like when I drove up to Ball Ground, and I'm going to show you a picture. Let me try to find a picture of Ball Ground real fast. Actually, I forgot to do that. I have almost everything already, but not Ball Ground pictures. Let me see if we can find it. Yeah, hang on. Okay, yeah. So let me see if I can find some old pictures of it. I got some new ones. Let's see. Let me share my screen with y'all so y'all can see this. Now we fixed it up and cleaned it like pretty good. So let me see. yeah, so here's the, see, this is the new pictures of it. Okay, so I don't have any pictures of it like old, but you can see we painted it and then like cleaned it up, made it look really nice. And these balliards are telephone poles, right? So we had like our boots on the ground person. I'll tell you the story about him. But our boots on the ground person, like he was like, oh, I know where to get like the perfect balliard. And we were like, what? He's like, I can get you some telephone pole. I'll get you a telephone pole. So he literally got a telephone pole and he chopped these up for us and he put these balliards in. And I'm going to tell you, because we were having a huge problem with like, because it's kind of a little bit tight in here. So right here, this one and this one was getting all banged up. You see a little, you can see a little bit right here banged up. I'm not sure. Yeah, see how it's a little bit banged up. And so you look how big these things are, like massive, like, you know, and so like now nobody ever hits the edges of our things. And I saw in the way we got this idea is because I almost bought another storage facility where he was using railroad ties. And he was like, oh yeah, no, I dug holes and put those things in. I poured the concrete. He's like, nobody hits the edges of things. And I was like, you know, that's the smartest thing ever. Because, you know, when they sell balliards, they sell like little tiny, like these little tiny ones. Then people, they hit them and they always get bent and stuff. And then your thing gets bent and it's just like this whole big thing, right? So especially when you have these kind of like tight spaces. And so because some storage facilities, like now I think it's like 20 feet apart, like when you build them, but like back in the day, it used to be like 15 feet, maybe at the most, you know, and this is kind of a tight space here. It's enough for one, like, you know, a truck to go in and out, but then you can't see it. When you get down here on this end, way down here and like swinging around, it's a little tight in there, you know? So like also on the other corners, you get banged up and stuff. So I'm like now that we got these looking in here, so we look, it's doing pretty well.